Wall Street opened a new trading week with gains. The Dow Jones remains the best performer with its 11-day winning streak. And today, investors are focused on corporate reports by high-tech giants. The US stock market had a mixed session on a Monday, and the trading volume was lower than usual. Investors were cautious. The index of blue-chip stocks was the catalyst for market optimism. The Dow Jones jumped by 185 points, or 0.52%. The Nasdaq grew by a modest 0.19%. The S&P 500 added 18 points, or 0.4%, to close at 4,554 points. The benchmark stock indexes traded mainly higher in the New York pre-market, but moderated the uptrend before the opening bell. The S&P is expected to trade in the intraday corridor between 4,510 and 4,590 points. The Dow Jones logged the longest winning streak in the last 6 years, as investors were betting on the sectors outside technology. Analysts relate the steady rally of the Dow Jones to market expansion. Perhaps market participants gain profits in the high-tech sector and invest it in other promising shares. This way, they propel growth in the alien energy and banking sectors. In addition, Chevron shares gained almost 2% on Monday, helping the Dow Jones to shore up gains. The company's shares rose after the oil giant released an upbeat preliminary quarterly reports. Energy was also in the lead as a part of the S&P, against the background of the success of individual corporations and the wait-and-see attitude taken by many traders before the Fed meeting. The market ignored a survey showing that business activity in the United States fell to a 5-month low in July due to slowdown in the services sector. And today, Dow Jones futures were trading at the levels recorded at the opening of the week, while Nasdaq and the S&P showed muted optimism, anticipating the publication of big tech reports. Alphabet and Microsoft reports will be available after the opening bell, and the data will verify high valuations of the companies. US tech giants are expected to signal an end to the downturn in the cloud business as signs of economic resilience, encourage customers to increase technology spending. Besides, the growth of digital advertising is also predicted to boost profits. Alphabet and Microsoft rose by 0.5% and 0.8%, respectively, in a pre-market trading. Apart from high-tech giants, automakers are in focus today. Shares of General Motors grew by 0.5%, while General Electric surged by 4.8% after companies upgraded their full-year earnings guidance. These results helped rivals Tesla and Ford at 1.3% and 0.4% before the opening bell. In addition, Visa's report is also on investors' radars today. The macroeconomic calendar contains a survey on consumer confidence and Richmond and Philadelphia Fed business reports. Since the US Central Bank is preparing to raise the interest rate by 25 basis points already on Wednesday, the market response to the publication of economic data may be extremely subdued. Meanwhile, the currency market is also on the sidelines of the Fed's policy meeting. However, the market boost is not at a standstill, and the US dollar is regaining its footing. Having climbed by 0.27% intraday, the index is now trading at 101.66 inside the corridor between 101.20 and 102 points. Despite the lack of fundamentals for the dollar's growth, its index is recovering as the main beneficiary of the euro's weakness. The European single currency continued to fall for a fifth session straight on a Tuesday, as a survey of major banks showed that business demand for loans shrank in the second quarter to the lowest level in the 20 years history of the ECB survey, as lending conditions tightened further. Given the latest PMIs and surveys published on Monday, the scenario of a recession in the European Union is realistic. Rate hikes are already taking their toll on businesses, which could prompt the ECB to hit a pause button on the tightening cycle after this week's meeting. In contrast to Europe, the PMIs released on a Monday and showing a decline in the business sentiment in the United States in July, at least revealed an overall increase in activity, and this suggests a soft landing for the top global economy. Traders have been converting that confidence into dollars in recent days. The Canadian dollar could strengthen on the back of growing oil prices on a Monday, and the USD cut pair climbed by 0.15% intraday to trade at 1.31686, and the instrument is likely to trade in the intraday corridor between 1.3160 and 1.3240. A Bank of Canada survey for the second quarter released on a Monday showed that, on average, market participants expected the bank to keep interest rates at a maximum at 5% until the end of 2023, before a series of rate cuts in March 2024. In the surveys, the average forecast for annual inflation is at 3% at the end of this year, compared with 2.7% earlier. Expectations for inflation to fall to 2.2% by the end of 2024 have not changed. Despite the prospect of a pause in the tightening policy, the jump in crude oil prices to a 3-month high on a Monday supported the loonie. Oil prices remained stable on Tuesday as Chinese authorities pledged to support the economy lifted sentiment, while weaker data from Europe went down. Brent crude futures fell by 0.3% to $82.52 a barrel. WTI shed 0.12% and traded at $78.64. The crypto market traded in the red for the most part of the day, and Bitcoin made a few attempts to reverse its trajectory. The token is trading at 29,300 at the time of recording this video, and 0.5% up from yesterday. As for popular altcoins, Ethereum is the only exception, having grown by 0.7%. Solana, Ripple, Cardano, Binance, and Litecoin are under selling pressure. The inability to sustain higher price levels may have contributed to the aggressive bearish sentiment, leading to short selling and a fall in Bitcoin. The news on the market is not inspiring. The Wall Street Journal published statements made by Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao in 2019 that raised questions about potential fictitious trading by Binance affiliates during the launch of the US trading arm. At the same time, Binance plans to get the complaint dismissed by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, accusing the cryptocurrency exchange of violating the commodity exchange law. Binance is due to submit its response to the complaint on July 27th. And now let's discuss the intraday outlook for Bitcoin. Good news is that the token has settled at about support of 29,200. If the price consolidates there, it will be able to recover to $29,800 and $30,200. The alternative scenario is gloomy, as Bitcoin could drop to $28,400 and $28,200. And that's all for now. Hit the subscribe button and keep close tabs on the market developments. We are waiting for your questions and comments down below. And see you online tomorrow.